Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if it's your first time. We begin this video in what is known as the Hollywood of the South, Covington, Georgia. Covington is home to an abundant amount of filming locations for movies and TV shows. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, will be the subject matter today. My favorite Friday the 13th film. I have with me my copy, my VHS copy, signed by Jason himself, actor C.J. Graham, and Tommy Jarvis signed it as well, right there. Tom Matthews. And also, the mask. Filming locations are becoming a thing on this channel, especially Friday the 13th. It is with great honor, a privilege, I'm just excited to present to you the filming locations for Jason Lives. I am Tampa J, and there's much ahead. For our first Jason Lives filming location, we come a little ways up from the square now to 1174 Monticello Street. Welcome to the Forest Greene County Sheriff's Department. So during this filming location video, I will be showing the then and now comparisons using screenshots. Here's our first screenshot of Tommy Jarvis walking into the Forest Greene County Sheriff's Department. Here we are today at a similar angle. Notice the sheriff's sign, the illuminated sign, was put there for the movie. Now they're just plaques. This was originally the James H. Porter Memorial Library, built in 1977 according to that plaque. Peeping in the window to show you that there is no police station inside and no books anymore. This was a library, but it looks to be some sort of a medical supply company now. But Tommy Jarvis would have took a left and went inside the police station when he first met Sheriff Garris and Deputy Rick Cologne. And these windows look similar to the ones you see behind them from the interior scenes of the police station, but I don't believe it was filmed inside here. It was filmed on a set. Just after Megan and Tommy lock Deputy Rick Cologne inside the jail cell, they come out the door. Megan plants her hand here on the rail as she's walking. I got a little screenshot, paused it just right to get that. She grabbed the rail there, and they came out to her red Camaro, which was sitting over here. Here's the screenshot where they're pointing out what they're going to do and who's going to drive. Notice the building on the right, the clock tower in the background on the Covington Square, and the awning to the left. Almost the same angle, so I'm standing just about where the camera was. It looks in the movie that the Camaro was sitting right in front of the doors, but in reality I'd say the Camaro was parked a little ways up here. Now this tree right here wasn't there then, but now it's a obstruction to the filming location because it kind of hides this building and this awning, which can clearly be seen in this screenshot when they pull off in the red Camaro. They go down here to the stop sign, take a right there. I paused it just right before the scene ends, and notice these buildings right here haven't changed, just been painted. The awning even, that's there in the screenshot as well. I'm going to use my rental car to recreate this shot, and that will lead us into our next filming location. Seems the rains have come, but it's not going to stop these filming locations. We're standing before the entrance of Hard Labor Creek State Park of Rutledge, Georgia, which is the home of Camp Daniel Morgan, which is the home of Lake Forest Greene, former Camp Crystal Lake. I am now up the hill looking down to Old Mill Road, standing along Fairplay. This is where Megan and Tommy take the turn in the red Camaro just before they hit the roadblock. Notice that the Camp Forest Greene sign is really close to the road there. Obviously it was just put there for the movie. right before the turn. And it says the camp on that sign, it says that the camp is to the right, but in reality, it's to the left. I paused the screen during this scene precisely so you could actually see the Camaro take the turn. Notice the Fair Play Road sign. Not the same one, but in the same vicinity of the movie. That kind of helps you match up the road a little bit. And immediately after that turn, you get this screenshot from out the Camaro window of the roadblock. Megan's dad, Sheriff Garrison, waiting there with a shotgun. And this is about the same vicinity. It's hard to match up. Nature has since changed, but you can make out the embankment on the right here, this hill. The bad news is it's still raining. The good news is I will have Camp Daniel Morgan all to myself. I have secured a parking pass for $5. I have left my license in exchange for a key to the camp. A little map there they gave me. And all I had to do was stop here at the main office, the trading post of Hard Labor Creek State Park, just up the road. I have pulled the gate back and I am locking myself in with Jason. Here we come. Oh man, I'm so excited. I parked my V-Dub in the first parking spot I could find next to this cabin, which sits before the former entrance to Camp Forest Green. Here it is. I've made it. The filming location on my all-time favorite Friday the 13th film. And we begin the filming locations here with this precise moment when Jason first comes back to Camp Crystal Lake, only to find out it had been renamed to Camp Forest Green. I'm sure he was not happy about it. Notice the driveway, the two poles on each side. They've been cut off, but to the left and right of each of those, there was those totem poles. And to the left, this building, which in the movie it looks a whole lot bigger, but it's pretty small. And in the background, way off there, that is actually the kitchen and the girls' cabin. That building served as two filming locations, a little movie magic. Here's a little close-up of the backside of Jason's head. Jason, played by C.J. Graham. Make out that tree right there in front of him, just before the cabin. That tree is still here today. Check it out. The cabin and the tree right there. I always thought it was funny, they had this sign placed here to the left on this totem pole. Friendliness, sportsmanship, integrity, courage, self-reliance, and tolerance. And Jason walking right by it. Now walking down into the camp, as Jason did. Approaching the kitchen and girls' cabin. I think we'll start here, since it's right here. Now in reality, this is the mess hall just off of the kitchen, but it was the girls' cabin where the kids, the girls, were bunked up, and so many scenes took place here. Paula had just tucked in the little girl inside the cabin, and she walks out this door. Notice the windows, still the same. They've changed just a little bit. The actual door the same, it's just been painted. And here's about the same angle in the movie as you first see the door. She locks the door, comes out, passes, and between this tree and the cabin, you can make out this tree in the film. Right there. Check that out. And then Paula stops here. She hears a noise in the woods. She's standing right here on the corner. Here's a screenshot from the movie. You can make out the windows right there beyond her. And notice the paneling, the siding of the building, still the same. I am now inside of the girls' cabin, and it took me a little while to figure out how to get in here. You do not come through that door. The key I had gets you through the kitchen. And here I am up on top of this picnic table trying to match up this first shot, the widest angle that you see of this cabin in the film. No picnic tables in the movie, but imagine those being beds. And the last bed on the right in the film, before the last window there, that's where the little girl Nancy, that's where she was sleeping. And just before Jason enters this cabin for the first time, as the kids are sleeping, you see a quick shot from this angle. I'm now standing in front of the fireplace. You can match up the windows and the doors. You see a shot of Jason's feet just before he walks into the cabin as the kids are sleeping. Notice that the door now opens outside and not inside as it did in the movie. Jason would have been walking right here. There are some very quick glimpses as Jason's walking in of the campers asleep in their bed. You see this little spot right here? Little circle, and it's kind of dripping. I was able to pinpoint that from this screenshot in the movie behind this camper here, just to the right above their heads. That kind of puts the picnic table just slightly to the right of where that bunk would have been in this screenshot. As Jason's walking this way, the camera is angled up like this, kind of from the kid's perspective. And you can make out the beams behind his head here. Right here in this screenshot, notice stopped right where his head is, kind of in this vicinity. You can make out this beam here going across here, and the rafters back there. I turned off the light because there was a big glare and you couldn't see. But oh, that's the best it's gonna get right there. I got the camera down on the floor, but definitely very similar. Now this is the angle you don't see in the movie. Jason walking this way. You don't really see him walk this way, but this is the path that he took. And he stopped right here and looked over the little girl over here in the bed. Jason comes down to the last bunk on the right. Before he does so, there's a quick, I paused the screen at a quick shot right here. We actually see his forearm in the fireplace. No fire today. I sure could use something warm right now. I am absolutely soaked. Here's a good angle of Jason in front of the fireplace as he's looking down at little Nancy in his bed. Notice this rock right here. You can make that out right in front of Jason, and that'll help put everything else into perspective. It's exactly the same. Jason standing over little Nancy in her bed right here, creeping closer. Always wondered if he was going to actually do anything to the little girl before getting interrupted and then vanishing. And at this precise moment, you can actually see how close Jason got to Nancy. And notice that spot, that same stain is still there today, right there. So yes, Jason would have been about right here. Selfie style this angle. It's hard to match up the rafters, and those fans weren't there. That fan wasn't there. But Jason crept in over little Nancy like this. And I paused it here as Jason's walking outside so you could see him in the window. Notice the curtains no longer exist in here. There you go. Alright, Jason's about to bust through this door. Hold on, wait for it. I'm going to show you the scene. Bam, right there. Just imagine the door busting. It's about the same angle though. You can make out this in the screenshot. That's your clue there, your indicator. Here's about the same camera angle when Jason busts through the cabin. Right there where that door is where they put the fake window. He busts out and he grabs Megan by the throat and almost gets her, but is distracted by Tommy yelling up at him from the lake. In reality, the lake is not right here. There's a bunch of trees. The lake's way down there. There's no way Jason could have heard him from the lake. And right over there, there's the boys' cabin. Just to put things into perspective right now, we'll go there later. But I'm going to go back inside here and get the kitchen scene. I'm going to break down the kitchen scene, which is over on that side. Court, Megan, Sissy, and Paulo were standing over the back of the truck, so it was parked right here. You can make out pretty much everything that you see in the backdrop of this scene here today. Notice the two buildings to the left and the right. The one on the right, those windows, that's an identifier there. And this structure right here, that was there. And that stone structure and this tree That can be made out as well. Check it out. 1986, 2021. And then they walk this way with the groceries. Oh, stepped in a puddle. They walk that way with the groceries and through this door to the kitchen, and they hang a left. And here, Sissy and Megan coming through the door. I'm here about the same angle. Notice the light switch has changed. They're on the wall there to the left, but that is pretty much the precise location. Megan coming through the door with those paper towels. Notice the kitchen sign that once hung on the door. Not there anymore. But behind her, over her right shoulder, our left, you can make out the old refrigerator lock and the door at that angle, and that light fixture, the light switch, that matches up very well today. I'm about to match up some more screenshots, but I wanted to show you the whole kitchen first so you can see kind of what's going on here. A full kitchen that can be rented out. All these cabins out here at Camp Daniel Morgan, this whole camp can be rented out. Got lucky this weekend that no one was camping. I think the rain may have had something to do with that. Now from this angle we can tell that Court would have been sitting right there, his back against that beam right there where that light is. Sissy next to him, standing right here, and then Paula on the other side, standing right there. This is pretty much the same angle. About right there that you see this moment just before the kids pull up in that bus out there. All right, all locked up. Moving on. Still rated. Oh no, I left my umbrella upside down. That's not smart. And just down the hill from the cabin we were just in, this little Firewood shack. And that will be our next filming location. The deputy's walking down the hill. You can make out the cabin behind him and the edge of this Firewood shack right here. This camera angle. Notice there was a tree in the movie back up there towards the cabin to the right of the door. Not here today though. The deputy walking past the firewood pile. No firewood today, obviously. And then the camera angle comes about right here from this screenshot. And just after little Nancy surprises the deputy and he tells her to go back inside the cabin, Jason emerges from the trees here. The deputy draws his gun. There's an angle right here. You can make out the ledge of the firewood pile again right there. And he blasts Jason with a couple shots, and of course, it doesn't work. He grabs the deputy and squeezes his face. Ah! Moving my way around now. Again, there is the boys' cabin. You don't see this side of it in the movie, you see the front side. I'll get to that a little later. And down below that hill is the actual lake. I'm not going that way just yet. There's a couple more filming locations back this way. Still much ahead, my friend. Check it out. Red Georgia clay. Who knew Jason Voorhees was a southern gentleman until part 6. Bingo. This cabin over here to the right, just beyond this stone structure I showed you earlier, behind when the kids or the counselors pulled up with the groceries. That was right over there. So the kitchen's over there. You can make out my car right there to help put things into perspective. The next filming location is right over here. Okay, the best way to begin this scene, to break it down, is when Sheriff Garrison is coming around this corner here with a shotgun. You can make out the edge of the tree, this tree, in that screenshot, and of course the side of the building behind him there. Sheriff walking this way in between the tree and the building, and then he trips over his dead deputy, and that's when you get this moment. Ah! And he would have tripped and fell next to that body right here at the end of the building. And actually you can make out this crack right behind him as he gets up and wipes off his face, because he just basically kissed a dead body. You can make out that crack right there. So he would have been standing right here as he got up. Then he turns around and he bumps into Jason. Notice this crack here? You can see that right there in between Sheriff Garris and Jason. Jason's standing right there on the corner. Sheriff Garris with a shotgun to the right. That crack is very identifiable. Now this tree is an obstruction today, but from this screenshot, this is the widest angle you see of this showdown. Jason with his machete on the left, and notice the brick right below him. This long one right here, that kind of matches up right there. Jason was standing on the machete. Notice that brick. So these two gaps in the woodwork right here, there and there, that is your indicator where to line up that screenshot. Sheriff Garris right there, Jason Voorhees right here on the corner of the building. And here's the angle just before Sheriff Garris starts blasting Jason with the shotgun, and we know it didn't work. Now I'm a little closer than the camera would have been, but I wanted to at least show you the edge of the building. But this is where Sheriff Garris runs off into the woods, Jason chasing him. The rain has calmed down just enough. This is getting better. This is good. Still have a little bit more to do out here. And here's the front side of that cabin that we were just behind, just for those who like to see, you know, everything. I like to show the behind the scenes camera angles too. And there's a random red ball out in the middle of that field. That is creepy.
Yeah, I'm not a soccer player.
Okay, so you can make out my car up there at the entrance of the camp. Again, to the left, down over there where we started, the kitchen. And I've come across this field, and over here there are a few cabins. And the one right here in the center is Sissy's and Paula's, their cabin. You don't see it from this angle, but I'll show you angles you do see it in the movie. Not precisely the same angle, but the same side that you see of Sissy and Paula's cabin. Jason would have cut off the power with his machete. There was a pole out here, probably just placed there for the movie, and he cuts the power off with his machete, cuts the wire. The screenshot from the movie. And check it out. Nothing really has changed. They've painted it, and that's about it. There's a fireplace right there on that front porch, on the back side of the porch, and that's where you see the fireplace inside from the interior scenes, right up against that wall. In case you wondered what the front porch looked like, here you go. I'm about to walk inside this door, the door wide open. Let's check this out. This is where both Paula and Sissy met their demise. Jason pulled them out of the window, both of them actually. Wow, this is cool. And here's the fireplace, the door you see in the movie, and you also see this door, which is blocked off right now. I might move these beds around just a little bit.
I'll put these things back the way I found them before I leave, but this helps matching up the locations.
And this is the angle that I was looking for. This shot from the movie has the door open right there. And it is the same door. That is awesome. And the other door from the front side of the cabin, it's open right now, but in the shot it was closed. And you can clearly make out the fireplace over here in the corner. We got power in here? We sure do. Okay, that's better. I closed the door over there to the left so it matches up a little better. But the mantle and the rock formations and the bookshelf, which were sitting just behind Sissy and Paula there as they were playing that game. I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I'm going to say that is probably where that firewood was roasting in this fireplace back during the movie. That could be a piece of cinematic history right there. I'm going to point out a finer detail above Paula's head there to the right here on the fireplace. You can make out this rock. You make out all of them, but I'm just pointing this one out. But keep your eye on that rock. Notice the door to the left, the bookshelf. There you go. I'm pointing up into the rafters so you can kind of see the angle of where they show the can of soda that Sissy has in her hand that she pours out on who she thinks was Paula messing with her. But there you go, the lemon lime Brus Scandinavian soda. from Jason Liz. It was held right here. I wish I had a can of that. That would have been fun to bring. I'm matching it up on my phone there. And it appears that this last window right here across the room, it appears that's where Sissy was pulled out by Jason. I know that because of this screenshot behind Sissy there, you can make out the fireplace and the mantle. A very quick spot in between the frame. You can still make out, actually you can make out the next frame, but there you go, Sissy taken out of the window. You can see this window over here to the left, and notice she's in the corner over here, so that's why I think this is where that happened. Jason pulled her right out that window. And later, Paula comes back to the cabin, walks through this door. Notice the light switch to the left there. Same one today on the wall. That's pretty cool. Oh, movie magic. The door was hinged on the opposite side. I'm noticing in this screenshot just now before you guys that the door opened on the opposite side. They've changed it. They rehinged the door. Paula's bed was over here in the corner. We'd have to move this to get this bed to where it was, but it was right there because we see Sissy's soda, her Scandinavian soda, sitting on the table right over there. So now we know where Paula's bed was and exactly where Jason grabbed Sissy. Put all that into your mind there. Hope that made sense. And here's about the same angle. You see her creeping closely to the door, fearing for her life as she should. And right here, just before she gets the door, look up into the rafters. It is the same today. And that box, that panel, might be different, but the wood strip above that box, that is the same as it was in the movie. Matching it up right here with the screenshot. Look at that. Yeah, safe bet that piece of wood was hanging there. And Jason lives. Jason comes right into scene. Surprises her right there in the doorway. There was a kind of a scary moment where you saw a hand bringing in a machete, and it ended up being little Nancy. She had found the machete out there and brought it to Paula. Okay, you see where my phone is? It's the only thing I had to use, but that is exactly where the machete was laying. I know this because this dark wood right here, this dark section, that is where the table, where that soda was sitting on top of. We know that table was sitting right here below the window. And also you can make out Paula's bed, which we know was sitting over there. So that's how I lined up the exact location where the bloody machete was sitting. Right there where my phone is. That's so cool. And here we are walking down the hill. The boys' cabin, the long cabin over here and to the left. Recreation Hall is what it's called here at Camp Daniel Morgan. As you can see, it's got some age on it. And here's the side of the cabin you do see in the movie. Notice in the distance of the screenshot, you can make out the windows of the kitchen in the distance up there on the hill. That being said, here it is today, about the same angle. Here's a shot near the end of the camp scene. When the boys come out of the cabin, they're all gathered there on the steps. And here it is today, about the same angle. Just notice there's a random shovel sitting right there. A random shovel. Kind of like you see at the beginning of the film when Horseshack and TJ are digging up Jason's grave. Just a random shovel. Don't mind me, just sitting here in the woods. Just had to get closer to verify. That's all. And now coming down this hill, moving closer towards the lake. Now this is a big moment for me. This is my favorite Friday, so I'm rolling the camera. Real time. My reaction. Goosebumps. Oh man, this is awesome. There's even a boat out here. There's the dock. Now you would think that all those cabins, from watching the movie, you would think they were all right behind me. But in reality, they're not. They're way up there in the camp. This is so awesome. And from this screenshot, the area down here by the dock, we can tell has changed drastically. Those two trees in the middle of the screen, long gone. There's no swing set or canoes over to the left, but the dock matches up perfectly, and that tree, that big tall pine tree off and to the right, that is there as well, and we see that tree several times in the movie. And notice that the lamp post and the lamps aren't strung out across the docky. This is my first time stepping out onto the dock with Jason in hand. Walking out here to match up some more angles. The rain has completely stopped. This is awesome. Here we go. The forest green deputy is at the end of the dock there with his flashlight. Little does he know that Jason is in the woods up there to the left of that tree.
And Jason over here beside the tree takes the dart out of the pouch and throws it at the deputy.
I got as close as I can. I came through the shrub. From this screenshot, the deputy shining his flashlight back, you can make out the coastline behind him on the dock there and some of the trees. It's changed drastically, but he would have been standing about right out there just before he fell off into that boat. In the beginning of the film, you see a shot of the pine trees across the lake. I believe I found the same set of pine trees. Check it out. If not, it's pretty close. And Tommy's standing right here at the end of the dock in his Levi jacket, preparing for Jason. Between the dock and the tree, a lot of action went down right here in the movie, including the giant boulder that was over here beyond the tree, and Tommy rolled it all the way across here up onto the dock and then put it in the boat. And the boat would have been docked about right here midway. This brief moment, Jason is about to walk out into the water towards Tommy out in the boat. You can make out the tree to the left and the dock to the right. Jason in his stride there before he hits the water from about this same angle. Look at that. Jason walking towards them, towards the water. Right in between the dock and the tree again. Comes this way. I'm slightly right of where the camera angles though. Be more out there looking that way. This is where that went down. Jason, come on! It's me you're looking for, Jason, remember? Come on, you chicken poop. You maggot head. Paraphrasing a little bit, some of the lines that Tom Matthews was saying to Jason as he was taunting him to come out into the lake. And there's some geese over there. Geese on the pond. There's a brief moment you see from back on the beach here. The fire and the boat in flames. That puts the boat about right there. That's where that end scene went down between Tommy and Jason. Tommy ropes Jason by the neck with a chain and sinks him to the bottom of the lake where he rests there until part 7. Which was not filmed here. That was filmed in Alabama. And I'd like to take this moment to give credit to Tom McLaughlin, the writer and director of Part 6, for securing the franchise. Without this movie, I don't think Jason would have been as infamous or iconic as he would have been. I really think Part 6 immortalized him, monsterfied him, rose him from the dead, and made him a legend. And it was just a brilliant movie, and I loved it when I was a kid. I don't know, it was scary as crap because, you know, you're a kid watching this and there's kids in the movie. It's Jason, and I guess it really hit home, watching it from a young age. I mean, also, one of the best soundtracks. You even have a Alice Cooper song in the film. I also got to meet Alice Cooper along with the rest of the cast at Spooky Empire a couple years back. Got a picture with him. Check it out. And it was just an honor to hang out with those folks. My favorite Friday the 13th movie. Hang out with the cast one weekend, and then another weekend hang out with the filming locations. and with you guys, of course. Just super awesome to be out here right now. I am like very emotional. It's starting to rain again. And here I am, my final moments with the lake. Now allegedly, this lot right here before the entrance, my car up there on the hill, before the entrance of the camp, allegedly this lot is where that moment between Nikki and Court happened in the RV. It's allegedly right out here, I can't confirm it. But Nikki, played by Darcy DeMoss, Court, played by Tom Fridley, they were inside the RV having a bit of fun, for lack of better terms. Side note, the only Friday the 13th movie without nudity. Back to the original point. They were inside that RV. Supposedly, it was parked right out here. That scene began right out here. Jason comes up, cuts the power, secretly stows away in the back of the RV in the restroom. They take off down the road, going along, having fun, listening to Teenage Frankenstein by Alice Cooper. They both get killed by Jason. The RV flips, lands in the middle of the road. Jason pops up out of the camper. One of the most legendary moments for Jason right there. That was awesome. And they actually flipped that camper, that RV, somewhere out here in this area. Now, I searched everywhere for that location, that precise moment. I even got into Google Maps, looked around the area, reached out to Tom McLaughlin, even the director and the writer. He does not recall. He said he's been asked that before, and they filmed this movie 35 years ago. And when you're filming things, creating things, you've got deadlines. So you're not tracking filming locations, thinking that an almost 34-year-old man's going to come out here 35 years later and want to know exactly where all those scenes went down. So I'm using this RV, this platform, the rumor that it might have been here, to explain that some of these locations are lost. Here we are, back to the gate. I locked myself in, and I survived. This is Old Mill Road. Camp Daniel Morgan to the left. You can make out my car beyond the trees there, but this is about the same angle as you see Tommy take a left in this truck. The camera turns back the other way. The deputy and the sheriff coming around this corner here, chasing after Tommy. The car right there, would have been about right there, coming this way. Notice this tree right here. I believe that's the same tree you see right there in the corner of this road, leading to Camp Daniel Morgan. In the movie, it was the pathway to the cemetery. That's what they wanted you to think. The police car in the movie is just going past the gate here. That gate wasn't there. The only identifiable piece then and now is this pole, the light pole. That hasn't changed. The wire draped over that way here, this stabilization wire, in the movie this way. But at this precise moment, you can make out the entrance, present day Camp Daniel Morgan. Just north of the entrance of Camp Daniel Morgan, there's this gate here. It says Pioneer Camping. I see a dirt road here. One thing that's never been shown for these filming locations for part 6 is the location of that Volkswagen scene where Jason kills the couple that were in the Volkswagen. Now, I don't know if it's down there. I'm gonna walk down to that trail, see if I see anything that might be identifiable. Also, the paintball scene. I would really like to find the smiley face on the tree from the infamous paintball scene. It's filmed somewhere out here at Hard Labor State Park somewhere, but no one's been able to locate it. I'm just gonna walk around, see if I see anything. Could definitely see Jason walking around out here, that's for sure. Now to me, this would be the perfect filming location to film those scenes, because there's parking out here at the bottom of this hill. It's flat out in here, out in the trees. Could be a good spot to put a paintball scene, to film a paintball scene. And look, here's a road, kind of like the road you see the Volkswagen traveling down. I may be onto something here, but I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, I can't hold it any longer.
For a second there, I thought I'd found the smiley face. Notice the bark is missing. Almost a perfect circle there, but that's not it. But very cool that the puddles look similar as they did in that scene. Very murky, red murky water. I can almost see the American Express credit card floating across there. Never leave home without it. Oh man. The funniest Friday the 13th film, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The smiley face I've been searching for, now that I think about it, you know, the bark could have regrown itself and covered it over, so that's probably lost forever. Or the tree fell down or something like that. But just thought I'd take a shot at it, come out here and try to find it. I tried. That was a long hike, a lot easier going down the hill than coming up it. But hey, I found my Volkswagen. Welcome to downtown Rutledge, Georgia. I just had to document this. Look at this four-way stop. The stop sign is on top of a barrel in the middle of the intersection. That is something I've never seen before. I just had to throw it in here. I'm passing through Rutledge, Georgia on my way to Madison. Welcome to Madison, Georgia, at the front gates of the Madison Historic Cemetery. Now, this is not the entrance that you saw of the internal Peace Cemetery and Jason Lives. I'll show you where that was. The main entrance of the cemetery was over there. I drove this way, parked my car here, and now I'm standing on top of this set of railroad tracks. And over here was where the fictional entrance to Eternal Peace Cemetery was at. And if you pause the screen very quickly, there's a brief moment you actually see these railroad tracks before the camera angles up and you see Tommy go through the main entrance of the cemetery. Now much has changed here, but this is the spot where the Ford truck ran over the tracks. Notice way out there there's a grave out there. Notice this structure and this tall headstone right there. Start there and follow all the way back. Then and now, there you can confirm the entrance of the Eternal Peace Cemetery. It is very peaceful in here. The Madison Cemetery, Eternal Peace Cemetery. It's very peaceful. At the time of the movie, there was trees all along the bank here. Some have been uprooted. You can see some of the roots there. Tommy's running off. The cop car parks right here in front of me. And I'm matching that up because of this unique headstone right here. Very square, rectangular. Look at that in the background. Also, look at this pottery kind of plant thing over this grave. Look at that in the background. Now, things have changed. The trees are uprooted. They are gone. Notice that this very unique looking headstone may have been moved because it's not there anymore, but it was sitting next to the tree. It would have been about right there. Lots of old graves out here among the wrought iron fence. Some you can still read. 1865, wow. Charles Wade killed at Malvern Hill. He's killed in the Civil War. But I was just showing you the age of some of these graves out here. Some of them lost. Look at that. I always get a sad feeling when I see that. Now the camera would have been way up in the top of the tree level, but right here is where you see Tommy Jarvis run from Sheriff Garris and Deputy Cologne. Actually, he would have went this way, came down this trail behind this grave right here, ran this way, here, and then this way, and then the camera kind of fades back. You see him running at different angles around a 6-foot fence, kind of like that one. But ultimately, he is tackled right over here by Sheriff Garris. I paused it right here at the angle where Deputy Rick Cologne is running this way, and you can make this inscription out in the screenshot. Sheriff Garris, just a blur there. But this is where that went down, and you can also make out the headstones in the distance behind them. So you always get people at this angle running the chase scene. I thought I'd do it POV style. I'll actually run the pathway that Tommy Jarvis ran. So here we go. I probably should have stretched. Notice that's the center stone. Tommy running this way, turns here, goes this way, not that way, this way, runs back to the right here, comes down to the corner, zigzags this way, takes a sharp right through this narrow pathway. So in this vicinity right here is where he gets tackled and handcuffed, and right behind Sheriff Garris there you can make out this formation and this headstone. That confirms the location. And back that way there's the pathway I just ran. I want to shout out to Vinny Gustafaro. This is the spot where Deputy Rick Colon pulled his giant gun with a giant laser beam. Shout out to my friend Vinny. Wherever the red dot goes, ya bay.
I just had to run that one more time.
Oh, I got a little mud on the tires. Check it out, some red clay. Now driving into the back half of the cemetery. Again, this was the fictional entrance of the cemetery in the movie. I'm going back here to see if anything looks familiar. I have driven all the way back to the far side of the cemetery, just kind of looking around for a tree and a stone wall structure, which I don't know if was real or fake. Just something that might draw my eye, some kind of clue. I'm starting to think it wasn't filmed out here.
I'm on this pilgrimage because I absolutely love this movie, and I thought it'd be cool to find something that no one has found before. Maybe no one will. Maybe it's a secret.
Still driving back here, trying to find some sort of evidence. No luck though. I don't know if I'm gonna find this out here. In reality, I would think they wouldn't want to go dig inside it. Oh, there's a little cardinal. They wouldn't want to go dig up inside a graveyard. This is kind of stone walls there. Just looking for something like that. Wait a minute.
Well, I can tell you this. The opening scene of Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. That opening scene, that set, was not out here at the Madison Cemetery. Debunked.
If any of you, anyone watching this video, may know of the whereabouts of that filming location, let me know. We now come to Old Starsville Road, just southeast of Covington. This building served as Karloff's general merchandise store. And Jason Lives. Actually, Tommy Jarvis would have been pulled up right over there in the lot. His truck facing the road, and a phone booth about right there. The shot was from above, but this is about the widest angle you see then and now of Karloff's. The doors match up perfectly. You can make out this window over here with the bars on it. And up here where it says produce, right across there, would have been the Karloff sign. That's pretty cool. So cool to be standing here in front of Karloff's. Karloff's named after Boris Karloff. Again, classic Hollywood monsters.
Friday the 13th fans, you especially, and everyone, but you guys especially, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had one heck of a time today tracking down these locations for my favorite Friday the 13th film. Part 6, Jason Lives. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, give it a like right down there, give it a thumbs up, and also feel free to subscribe and come back if you want to see more of my filming locations. I'll put a link to my filming locations playlist in the description below. Actually, you can just go to my page and find it there. So if you like these types of videos, if you like movies, horror movies, or just in general, movies in general, check out some more of my filming locations videos. This one is a wrap right here in Covington, Georgia. I'm finishing up my weekend. Thanks again, guys. This one's over, but I'll see you next time. Know you're awesome, know you're loved, and know there's much ahead. Bye-bye. Time to take the Volkswagen back to the airport and catch a flight. Look at that sky. It's gonna pour. I can feel it. Thank goodness I bought an umbrella for the weekend, though. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.